Just down from the harbor of Louisbourg, home of the historic Fortress of Louisbourg, lies a lesser-known place, Gabarus, established in 1716, home of the Gull Cove Trail. The village of Gabarus is 308 years old. With a village being this old, it is bound to have some history, so I want to dig into it and learn about the history of Gabarus and Gull Cove Trail.
In the 1900s.
Is that right?
And down to Gull Cove, there was a big settlement all up the shore. They had a church down there in Gull Cove. You don't remember that, do you?
There were factories down there.
Yes, there was. I remember 3 factories down there. There was a factory in Gull Cove. First, there was a factory, Robinson and Sightman, a factory down at the Cape. Well, I remember being into that one time. Well, they closed up. They sold out to Baker in 1904 and came up here, where they was living up here. And then Mrs. Winton started the factory a little further down on the Cape, see, well, she had a factory on Guyan Island for a while, Mrs. Winton. And then they started the Union factory in 1909, the time of the strike, in Gull Cove. And that ran for, 5 or 6 years or so.
Why did they have a strike?
A strike for the price of lobsters.
In 1768, 10 years after the final capture of the French fortress of Louisbourg by the British, some settlers had improved their properties at Gabarus Bay. Item is a photograph of Captain John MacDonald on a small boat with others in Gabarus Harbor during World War I. Lobster fishing is still a big industry in Gabarus and surrounding communities, but has downsized incredibly.
Gabarus Lighthouse. So only six-sided
It
lighthouse.
is one of 2 6-sided lighthouses in Canada.
Or Canada. I need to check myself on that.
I was wrong, and that's why I corrected myself there.
Yay!
This is the tree trail. The tree trail. It's very steep. Tree trail.
Following footage, you can see the remains of old houses. It's kind of hard to tell, but you can still notice it's there by the normal rock formation.
Catholics, so they might have been originally, but...
What were they? What was their nationality?
Well, I don't know, they just were here, see. Well, I think, I never heard anyone say that they were Huguenots, see, went across to England, and of course there was no room for them there, and then they spread like a lot of more people from here.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah. So they were originally Huguenots, maybe?
Well, I think so.
Yeah. And what about some other families? Mrs. Clark, you were asking about some other families as well.
Yeah, but they were here long before that.
Yes,
A lot of
that's
those
what
people.
I think.
Were the Ales English?
Well, yes, they came from Newfoundland. That's what they say. And either the Stacys came from there or Anticosti Island. I never heard that before. But the time that Menier, he was a French.
A lot of these graves in the 1800s.
Many communities in the area of Gabarus are now shells of what they once were.
Okay, see you later, bye-bye.